GIS data are stored in shapefiles or geodatabase classes. Let's go through how to find shapefile data from the Maine Office of GIS and go through the whole process of bringing that into ArcMap. So first we want to search for the Maine Office of GIS. So maine.gov/MIGIS. And we want to go to the data catalog. And within the data catalog we have this list of layers that are available for download. And these can be KML files or KMZs for Google Earth, or they can be shapefiles for ArcMap. There's also Raster Data, which is a data format that's a series of pixels, like an image, like an air photo, or a digital elevation model. So let's find an interesting layer. Let's download Atlantic salmon habitat. So if we just click on our shapefile, downloads a zip file. There we go, that's finished. We can open that up. This is our zip file, and each one of these files is a constituent part of the shapefile. Let's first extract these. Extract all. And we're going to put that on the desktop in a new folder. Let's call that new folder. We'll select that folder, extract, and that will pop up with our new folder on the desktop with our Atlantic salmon habitat last updated in 2017. Now, like I said before, each one of these is a part of the shapefile. You can't just take .shp and drag that off somewhere else and do anything with that. All of these files need to go together. So you would move all of those at once if you wanted to move that to a new folder. So now let's pop into ArcMap. And we're going to create a blank map. So here's our blank map. We'll pop into data view here. And the first thing we need to do is add data. But if we haven't been to this location before, this new folder that we've created, we won't have access to it yet. So we need to create a folder connection. So we use this folder with a plus sign, connect to folder. And now we were on the desktop, which is Neil Thompson, desktop, new folder. So we've got this folder path, desktop, new folder, OK. And now this lets ArcGIS know this is a folder that we care about and that we want to be able to connect to whenever this boots up. But once we have established a folder connection, we can go under Folder Connections and find our desktop new folder. And here is our Atlantic salmon habitat updated in 2017. Add. And there are our salmon-bearing streams. Looks like some are landlocked and some are otherwise. Now let's go ahead and add some more data. So if we go to Add Data, and if you make a folder connection to the folder on the desktop or just to the desktop itself, there is a folder called Student Materials. On my computer it is just called the X drive, and I already have a connection to it. So X. Within this folder we have Maine 10-meter DEM and legal streams. We have NAIP, which is the National Agricultural Imagery Program 2015 images. Let's go ahead and add in an elevation model. And we also have Maine DOT public roads. We have lakes. Let's actually add in the lakes first. So click on the water bodies, add. It's okay for right now. If we have different coordinate systems, we can change that later on. This is all the lakes in the state of Maine. So let's go ahead and change the symbology of these lakes from purple, which we hope they're not, to we actually have a color swatch which is called lake. Could go ahead and use that, but at this scale I don't want to have boundaries on here. So you see how this outline color on the smaller ponds is really not showing any of the purple, what should be blue. If we select one that doesn't have an outline, let's see what that does. Makes a much more legible map. So those small features sort of fade into the background, leaving good emphasis on our rivers, which we would again hope not be brown. Let's change those, single click to, we have a pre-programmed river. Now if we want to know more about one of these salmon habitat rivers, we can use the Identify tool. Click on that river. It was surveyed in 1995 using a GPS. Habitat category is flat. It's called the Machias River. Let's try another one. That's the Dunning Brook. Click on one of these ponds. Let's see what information we have. Second Chain Lake is the name. Alright, so if we right click on one of these layers, we can say zoom to the whole layer. It'll show us the whole state again. And there we go. So we've accessed some data online. We've downloaded and imported that data and displayed it on our map using the color scheme that we choose.